elephants, mice, and children, but that doesn't make them pink. Is there such a thing as a pink cat? If cats fall in love, do they turn pink, I wonder?
No.
No? Well, let's see. Come on, one more try.
He don't care for shows, and he don't even care for clothes. He cares for me. My baby don't care for cars and races. Baby don't care for. He don't care for high-tone places.
Being in love obviously doesn't make them go pink, whether they're black or white. You were right, kids.
See?
Now, here's the cat created by Kathy Rose. And roses are pink, so what colour's she going to make him?
Characters. Well, if you're one of my characters, prove it.
All right.
After Kathy Rosie's Not Pink Cat, here's a story of a cat who can bring the ghosts of past happiness back to derelict apartment buildings. Know what I think? I think there's no such thing as a pink cat. And all this looking at cats is making me feel funny. Somehow I feel different.
You, Lloyd, you've grown a tail.
Stop it, Josh, a cat.
And whiskers.
Please don't tell anyone. There he is. Yes, that's him. A pink cat. Custard he's called. That's him. Honest. I'm sure it's him. Yes.
Clobbered Custard round and round the ring.
Go on, get him. Great, marvellous.
What do you want, Tweety Pie?
No. It was just to give you back your collar, see? It's not damaged, honestly. What's he doing? See, it's not damaged. Yeah, well, I thought the program was going to be really straightforward. Wrong can you be? And now for another trip. This time to Zagreb, which could have been quite exciting. Things were hotting up in Croatia, but I got back all in one piece. In 1992, many of us learnt of the existence in the heart of Europe of a tiny country which had gained its independence in the midst of fear and suffering. This new and yet ancient country is called Croatia, and its capital, Zagreb, shown here after an air raid, is dear to all lovers of animated films. Aha, well, yes, you might say those films from the Zagreb studios are on our minds, as it were, in a manner of speaking, if you see what I mean. Well, please yourself. For 30 years, almost to the day, we've been hearing about the famous Zagreb school. Zagreb, with its hundreds of talented artists, its multiplicity of styles, with Serbs, Croats, Montenegrins, you name it. But anyway, all of them sharing the same passion for animated film cartoons. Over these past few months, maybe we've lost sight somewhat of Zagreb and Croatia, but that's only natural. Croatia is a tiny, brand new country. It's not had time yet to tell the world about its special attractions. That doesn't mean Sildavia or Borduria, fascinating though they are. No, Croatia means Zagreb, one of the world's greatest centers for film cartoons. So, Zagreb was where we had to go, and so that's where we are. Toon Trips! So, Teletoon fans, here we are in Zagreb. The scars of war are still to be seen, but this young man is crossing the city just as he does every morning on his way to the Zagreb Film Studios.
I'm artistic director at Zagreb Film Studios. Right now I'm producing 3 films. My main interest is in cartoon films and also in comic strips. But anyway, I've never felt tempted to do full-length feature films or commercial films. I want to concentrate on personal films, even if they have fairly limited ambitions, as long as they're artistic.
Yes, personal films, director's films, that's the hallmark of Zagreb's output. It all began in 1958. That's when the world really discovered Zagreb film cartoons for the first time. One of them was Cowboy Jimmy. The little horse in the opening credits rapidly became famous as the studio's symbol. Zagreb cartoons hit the cinemas and never left them. Then George Sardou coined the phrase the Zagreb School, and the label stuck. The maker of Cowboy Jimmy, Dusan Vukotic, was later to cause a stir in 1962 when his film Ersatz became the first non-American film to win a Hollywood Oscar. At the same time, the Zagreb filmmakers continued to show us new graphic styles, opening up as yet uncharted territory in cartoon making, like, for instance, The Inspector Returns Home by Vatroslav Mimica, who reveals his deep familiarity with modern art.
nakon toga je već
After that, things really took off for me and the others who'd been in at the beginning.
druge kolege koji su postali
Everybody became very well known, famous even.
sa svojim filmovima, kao što je Vatroslav Mimica,
People like Mimica,
kasnije Grgić,
Girgic,
još kasnije
Dovniković,
Dragić
and Dragić.
počinje slobodno možemo govoriti druga.
Then came the second generation of cartoon filmmakers. Vlado Crystal was undoubtedly the most original. There's so much I could say about him.
Je bio Vlado Crystal.
Yes, Vlado Crystal became famous with a hysterically funny cartoon in which hordes of policemen try to crush a free-spirited character, Don Quixote. In other words, from the 60s on, there's been an uninterrupted explosion of talent. And, of course, among all these cartoons, there are the comic ones, such as Kolar, Dovnikovic, Zaninovic, Majdak, Beznovic, and Gergic. Yes, particular mention has been made of Zlatko Gergic, who died only recently. He was the creator of Professor Balthazar and of Maxi Cat. He pushed the conventions of cartoon to their limits in The Bird and the Worm. In addition to humour, all a different genre have been produced here in Zagreb. The fantastic, horror, Croatian folk tales, and fables like The Tamer of Wild Horses, which took first prize at the Annecy Film Festival in France in 1967. But the most lyrical of them all was, without question, Saty Mania. Throughout this profusion of styles and inspiration, we can recognize a constant element in Zagreb films, the feeling of fragility and of permanent danger.
Ono što je interesantno